But that being said, carry to the stage my good friend, and super hilarious. Give it up for the talented. Start clapping right now. Start clapping right now. Let's start clapping right now. Give it up for this mega star. He just headlined the Grizzly Bear Midtown to a sold-out crowd. Give it up to Mike Faber.
Hold on, I gotta catch my breath. I just fucking walked up to the stage. I can't. If anybody was recording, if anybody's recording, please delete it, cause I get Social Security, and I don't need them to see me walking up on stage at a job. That's not what I'm trying to do. Where's the German people at? I read a lot of things about you guys in school. It wasn't very favorable. Yeah, but you know the niggas. So, oh man. I know there's a lot going on in the world right now. There's the war between the Jews and the other niggas. I was trying to remember their name. Oh, Hamas, there you go. And then, it's a lot going on, man. But, black people, we got our own war going on right now that you guys may not know about. And it's Jada Pinkett versus Will Smith, right? She has assaulted that nigga for 2 years now. She got on TV and said, we are separated. And when he said I was his wife, I didn't even know what the fuck he was talking about. That put the whole, Chris Rock smack thing in a different perspective, right? Cause, you couldn't tell me we're not together and have me go on TV to talk about you fucking another dude, and then months later, Chris Rock called you baldhead. If you did that to me, you just got called baldhead. I would have been, if it was me, I'd have been like, ooh, shit, that nigga just called you baldhead. What you gonna do, Tupac? Go on up there. Oh, man. Nah, I'm a big Michael Jackson fan. You guys like Michael Jackson? Right. It could be weird to be a fan of Michael Jackson sometimes, right? One day, I was at a show, and I had on this shirt, and he was on it. And after the show, this lady was like, excuse me, don't you know he molested children? And I didn't know what to say to that. So I was like, of course I know he molested children. How do you think I ended up in the wheelchair? And I rolled the fuck off. I'm not gonna lie, this is weird. Sitting in a regular chair doing comedy. I was waiting for a wheel to pop up anytime. But the thing I love most about Michael Jackson, and he created a lot of history, as we all know, but the thing that nobody discusses about Michael Jackson is he's the first person in history to get in more trouble as a white man than he did as a black man, and I love him forever for that. He took one for the team. Speaking of people fucking kids, a lot of teachers are having sex with their students nowadays, right? And I was born in the 80s, and that didn't happen a lot, when I was growing up. So, when you read stuff like this online, usually in the comments you see people in my age group, they're like, oh, that didn't happen back in my day. These teachers are different now. And I've come to the conclusion that maybe it was us. Maybe my generation of kids weren't cute enough to get fucked by their teachers. For example, when I was in school, I had a wheelchair and I wore an eye patch. I looked like Lieutenant Dan and Slick Rick in one person. And I don't think any of my teachers were like, there goes a kid that needs his balls fondled. I got a girlfriend, despite these jokes. She's right there, the one in the wheelchair. Right? Yeah. Like I said, she's in a wheelchair too, because that's how I roll. And a lot of times, you know, people they ask, how do you guys have sex? Right? I'm gonna tell you guys right now how two people in wheelchairs have sex. So what happens is, I take my chair and I turn it towards her chair, and then our chairs connect. Like Power Rangers, right? And she goes, ooh, ooh, and I go, ah, and she goes, give it to me, daddy, and I go, take that word, you crippled bitch, and then I press the button on my chair, and I keep my wheels spinning and spinning, and then she presses her button on her chair, she keeps her wheels spinning and spinning, and we keep all our wheels spinning until they catch fire, and that's how we come, right? So now you've learned something. This is educational. No, I live with my girlfriend. I stay with my girlfriend. And staying with your girlfriend is weird, because like she knows everything that goes on with me like throughout the day, right? Like recently, I got a phone call to go to counseling, to go back to counseling, right? To get some therapy or whatever. And after the phone call was over, my girlfriend was like, hey babe, why do you need to go to counseling? I don't understand. You could just talk to me. And that's cute, because it's like she doesn't even realize that talking to her every day is how I figured out that I need to go back to counseling in the first fucking place. Before my girlfriend now though, I don't cheat on my girlfriend at all, especially because she's here. And I don't cheat on her at all, but before her, I cheated on almost every girlfriend I've ever had, right? Imagine you're a woman and you get cheated on by me, like a guy that didn't deserve your pussy in the first place, right? But I still remember the first time I cheated on a woman, and she was like, how could you do that to me? I love you, right? You can't do that to me. We're supposed to be together forever. And I was like, hey, shh, listen. I'm just as surprised as you that another person gave me some pussy this year. So calm down. It's a lot of white people in here, so this next joke is appropriate. A lot of black comedians, you know, we like to do the thing about the difference between black people and white people. I don't really like to do that, but I can tell you guys the difference between black people and white people when it comes to me, right? Black people think I got shot. And white people think I'm homeless. Here's how I know that white people think I'm homeless, right? One day, I was leaving out of a Chick-fil-A, and this white guy, he stopped me and he was like, excuse me, sir, would you like some soup? Right? Even if I was homeless, I wouldn't want fucking soup. It was a McDonald's right there. Treat me like a real American. But I'm gonna tell you something funny about that joke, right? One day, me and my girlfriend, we were doing Uber Eats, right? Don't ask any questions. We were doing Uber Eats, and so we were like, the thing with Uber Eats is when somebody doesn't take their order, you get to keep the food, right? So somebody didn't take their order, we got to keep the food, and we're driving around. Don't worry about the words. We're driving around, and my girlfriend sees this guy, and she's like, hey, babe, why don't you give the guy what's in the bag? And I was like, all right, cool. So I go up to the guy, hand him the bag. He goes, what's in it? And I said, soup. And he looked at me and was like, nigga, soup? And I was like, oh shit, the joke is real. I saw The Little Mermaid this summer, right? The new version, the black version. And I realized I'm a lot like The Little Mermaid. Hear me out. I like her. Like, I'm just a nigga looking for his legs. You know what I mean? Nah, but the thing I don't like about the new Little Mermaid movie is if you think about it, it's set in the 17th century. right? So they switched the character to be black. Once you switch the character to be black, that's just 12 Years a Slave, the musical. Right? Like, on water, she was a princess. Once she got to land, she's just a nigga with legs. I don't like it. And that made the white people uncomfortable, but I don't care. I walked up here. That made me uncomfortable. Nah, I was adopted as a kid, right? And the woman who raised me, she's a beautiful woman. I love her to death. But the thing about my mom is she was illiterate. She couldn't read. So I had to read things for my mom from a very young age, right? Do you know how disrespectful it is for a person who can't read to tell you that you read slow? Like, how the fuck would you know? That's like me telling somebody in here, put some pep in your step. I don't know. No, my mom's cool though, man. She don't like that joke, but she's cool. Before I get out of here though, like I said, I was adopted, right? And my biological family, I'm one of 8 kids, right? And I have 5 brothers, so my mom has 6 sons, right? And a lot of people, you know, they feel sorry for me because they see I'm in a wheelchair. I want to tell you something about my brothers. I have one brother that's currently doing 30 years in prison, right? I have another brother who's been in and out of jail since he was 13. I didn't even know you could go to jail at 13. I got another brother who's a coke addict, and I got another brother who also been in and out of jail his whole adult life. So statistically, if I could walk, I wouldn't be in here right now. I'd be outside waiting for y'all to come out so I could rob you. So don't feel sorry for me is what I'm trying to tell you. My name is Mike Favors. You guys have been great.
From the red, boy found dead. When he still had the pistol in his hand. Brought up in my building selling crack.
Let's go! Now, today you guys are going to see a miracle.